Elon Musk to take his hands off your money.
Right now at 11, how a growing list of local lawmakers are taking a stand and trying to stop Elon Musk. Plus, thousands of Providence nurses overwhelmingly reject a deal, why they won't be the only ones heading back to the picket lines. But first, a live look over the Rose City this Friday night as we keep an eye on some potential winter weather. Welcome to the weekend. David Molko here with Chief Meteorologist Matt Zafino, tracking a chance of rain and snow showers as we head into Saturday. Matt?
Hey, David, thanks very much. Here's Newport for you right now. You can see the rain is coming down. 39 degrees there. We'll go to the valley, though. It's actually a bit warmer. Also raining in Salem, and the temperature is 43. So we've dropped the weather impact alert. We're just not going to see it get cold enough for snow that will impact really anybody in the valley. Up in the hills a little bit, but even there, looking pretty marginal. Notice the south wind at Salem at about 10 miles an hour. 41 in Hillsborough, 40 in Sherwood, 40 in Beaverton, a little bit cooler in Scappoose. You don't have any temperatures at or below freezing unless you're up in the Coast Range or out in the gorge there. So again, I don't really expect temperatures to fall much overnight tonight with the clouds that are coming in and with the showers and the south wind that we're picking up. You can see it's mainly rain over the valleys, but the Chehalem Hills and maybe up in the West Hills, a little touch of snow tonight. But even there, I think you'll need to get up to 1,000 feet or higher to get into sticking snow. But the showers will come through tonight, fairly quick hitting. By early morning tomorrow, say 9 o'clock, they'll mainly be gone. We still have a winter weather advisory for the West Hills, the Chehalem Hills, parts of the Coast Range, and the Cascade foothills too. But again, the valleys will get through this without any sticking snow on the valley floor. So here's what we can expect for tomorrow. Until about 8 a.m., the showers may see some snowflakes in the valley, but nothing sticking. Look for slush above 500 to 1,000 feet. Then we turn our attention to next week. It's going to get dry, cold, and breezy. And we've got a weather impact alert now for Thursday. That one has more of the hallmarks of a classic Portland snowstorm. So we'll dig into that in a bit, David. Back to you.
Something we haven't seen yet this season. Thank you, Matt. In an update tonight, thousands of Oregon nurses have rejected a contract deal brokered by their union and Providence hospitals. This means the largest healthcare worker strike in Oregon history continues into a fifth week. The Oregon Nurses Association, that is the union, says 83% of nurses at 7 Providence hospitals voted no on the contract. ONA saying this sends a message to Providence that, quote, this offer failed to adequately address the underlying systemic issues that have plagued Providence hospitals for years, end quote. Nurses on the picket lines this week told us they were not happy with the tentative deal.
Same exact agreement that they wanted to give us in October is what they're offering us now, with a few more supplemental increases, but nothing of significant value.
In a statement tonight, Providence said it is disappointed in the results and will explore next steps with federal mediators and the union. Meanwhile, dozens of doctors at Providence St. Vincent are still voting on their contract, but they told us even if their members approve that deal, they'll stay on the picket lines as long as the nurses are striking. By the way, at the same time, nurses at 3 other Portland hospitals have voted to unionize and join the Oregon Nurses Association. That includes more than 2,000 at Legacy Emmanuel, Randall Children's Hospital, and Good Samaritan Hospital. They will now start negotiating their first union contracts. New tonight, a judge has just ruled in favor of 19 states, including Oregon, who sued the Trump administration over Elon Musk and his Department of Government Efficiency. That injunction issued within the last few minutes here, blocking DOJ staffers from accessing Treasury Department records that have sensitive personal data, including Social Security and bank account numbers. Alma McCarty's in the newsroom with the very latest here. Alma?
Yeah, David, the federal judge issued a preliminary injunction tonight, so these restrictions will be in place until a hearing next week. Earlier today, I spoke with Oregon's Attorney General about the lawsuit and got a look at how other Oregon leaders are pushing back on DOJ access.
We have certain laws in this country. As president, you can do a lot of things when you're elected. The one thing you can't do is violate federal law in the administration of your powers.
But 19 states argue President Donald Trump has done just that.
Elon Musk is helping us on it, and he's pretty good.
The case filed in federal court alleges the Trump administration improperly granted Elon Musk's team access to sensitive information, violating the Administrative Procedure Act. We spoke with Oregon Attorney General Dan Rayfield Friday afternoon.
And they step over and they start handing out private and sensitive information in violation of federal law, we're going to be here, work together to make sure that we hold the Trump administration accountable.
Meanwhile, Congresswoman Maxine Dexter from Oregon's 3rd Congressional District filing her first bill this week. Legislation to protect federal workers who stand up to Elon Musk, called simply the Stop Musk Act. Dexter stating in a release, this multi-front battle will be fought in the courts, the halls of Congress, and the public sphere. We must stay loud, we must stand tight, we must press on. Other leaders from Oregon, like Representative Janelle Bynum and Senator Ron Wyden, speaking up in Washington.
Tell Elon Musk to take his hands off your money.
And in Salem Wednesday, demonstrators held a rally to protest Musk's appointment, alongside other Trump administration policies.
I can't believe that this guy has access to everyone's personal data. Like, he wasn't even vetted by Congress.
The president, however, remains steadfast in his support of Musk, saying his work is important to balancing the budget.
We can have big cuts that don't affect anybody, waste, fraud, and abuse. And we're finding it now. That's one of the beauties of what Elon's doing.
We reached out to Oregon's sole Republican member of Congress, Representative Cliff Bentz, but haven't heard back from his office. In the judge's decision tonight, he also said any staffer now prohibited from accessing the sensitive information must destroy all copies of downloaded material. David?
Alma McCarty with the update in the newsroom. Thank you, Alma. Meanwhile, Portland is joining a lawsuit against the Trump administration over its sanctuary city status. It alleges the president has illegally directed federal agencies to cut off sources of federal funding. Portland's sanctuary resolution means that no city funds, staff, or equipment can be used to assist with federal immigration matters, except to the extent required by law. Today, Mayor Keith Wilson reiterated his support for that policy.
We object to the federal government's attempt to defund public safety, infrastructure, and critical services in our city. Portland is committed to upholding both state laws and our values. We are prepared to make our case in court and ensure that our city remains a sanctuary for all community members.
Well, this comes a day after the DOJ sued both the city of Chicago and the state of Illinois, alleging their policies prevent federal authorities from enforcing immigration laws. To get you caught up on tonight's other headlines now, Oregon is scrambling to adjust to yet another Trump administration policy change. The Department of Transportation says it is suspending approval for all state electric vehicle infrastructure plans. ODOT was set to get $52 million in federal funding to install EV charging stations throughout the state. Turns out it still has previously approved funds for some stations, but the rest will now be on hold. A Northeast Portland hotel, which was the site of a string of deadly shootings last year, has now closed. New video shows the Quality Inn on Northeast 82nd and Sandy fenced off. Police say 3 people died at the property in 3 separate shootings between November 20th and New Year's Eve. All were shot, though at the time, police there was no indication any of those homicides were connected. And a Washington County canine helped deputies catch up with a suspect they say crashed into a house and then made a run for it. Deputies say they saw a vehicle speeding Wednesday night near TV Highway at 185th. A canine found him after a couple hours after that crash, hiding in a backyard. 35-year-old Isaro Garcia of Beaverton now faces charges that include hit and run, reckless driving, and DUII.